Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Heidi Tobler. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day like Heidi, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's super easy. Okay, so yesterday, Dallas was evicted by a vote of 12-0. How sad are you that we did not get to see his final breakdown on the show, right? Well, that's okay, because you heard about it here. Okay, so it's officially goodbye, #dilly-dally. That's kind of sad. But the show last night ended with the HOH competition in progress. It was a true or false questions comp about the soap opera that they made the other day. And I hate when they just, like, cut off the competition in the middle. Like, really? It's not like it was some endurance competition. It's freaking questions, and this isn't even live. But anyway, when the feeds came back on, we find out that the HOH competition came down to a tiebreaker, and Neta won! Woo! She's not even in trouble this week, and she still won HOH. So everybody was up in the HOH room for her reveal when the feeds came back. Okay, if you guys were worried that the feeds would be really crappy and everything would settle down when Dallas left, don't worry, because it's still just as crazy. Okay, you would think that Ika would be ecstatic that Neta won HOH, because, like, they're really close allies. They're supposed to be, like, BFFs in the house. No. I have never seen somebody so close to the HOH be, like, so pissed off and annoyed. I think, okay, first of all, I think she's jealous of Neta, but I'll just leave that where it is. Second, she was talking to Jackie, and Ika really does not like that Emily and Dylan look so comfortable right now. She thinks that something's up. So Jackie's also worried that she could be in trouble this week. But Ika's planning on bringing up to Neta that nominating 2 girls this week would hurt her brand because it's, like, really feminist and stuff. We'll see how that goes over. Okay, so Cass and Ika were chatting in the storage room. Of course, they're like, who's going up? Who do you think's going up? Cass doesn't think that Neta's going to nominate vets this week because she's been talking about how she wants to see as many veterans as possible in the jury so that they can vote for each other in the final 2. And Ika's like, yeah, but it's more that she wants people in the jury that will be guaranteed votes for her. Like, Dylan is not a vet, but he knows John Party in real life, so he's probably going to vote for Neta if she's in the final 2. So it's really more about who is going to vote for her in the final 2. And Cass is like, well, yeah, maybe I won't go up because I could be a vote for her in the jury. And then she asks Ika, I always want to call her Iko, like the song, Iko. She asks Ika to put in a good word for her. Alright, so then Neta and Ika were chatting in the pink room. This is her chance. Neta is like, you know what, Bruno and Kevin, yes, they're sketchy, but let's just let them keep being sketchy and somebody else can take them out. Neta has a great philosophy here of, like, why go after the people that everybody else wants to go after, you know? You should focus on the people who are actual threats to you. I think that makes a lot of sense. So she doesn't want to go for Bruno and Kevin, and Ika's like, well, I don't know why we're not going after Emily and Dylan. And again, Neta's like, they're not coming after us. Like, they're chill with us, so let somebody else take them out. Like, why are we going to worry about that? But Neta says Cass is super sketchy, and Jackie's really close to her, so I think she found her 2 nominees. And Ika brings up her, I think it might look bad for your brand if you put up 2 girls. And Neta's just like, I'm not going to base my decision on gender this week. It's really just based on who's coming after me because this is a freaking game. Alright, so then Dre comes into the room. Neta tells her that she's going to be safe this week. Neta and Dre have a pretty good relationship. So Neta also lets her know it seems like the house wants Cass and Jackie up, except for, like, Cass. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And she lets Dre know Cass has made final 2 deals with, like, everyone in the house. So they can't trust her. She's got to go. Alright, so then Ika was talking to Gary. And she gave him some info. She's telling him that Cass and Jackie are probably going up on the block, and Gary seems pleased, which is interesting because we've seen that Gary is very close to Cassandra, but at the same time, Gary came into this all, as long as it's not me, I don't care. So he's cool with it. And then Ika's like, I want to tell you some other stuff. And Neta let me know that she's got something going on right now with Emily, Dylan, Bruno, and Kevin. I can't believe she's spreading that shit around. But Gary is a little bit nervous about that because that's a lot of people working together and he's not one of them. So he's not really cool with that. But again, like, what is he going to do at this point? He doesn't want to make waves. That's not the game he's playing. So then Ika drops even more info to Gary. She's like, I'm pretty sure that Neta said Gary as a potential replacement nominee if the veto's used this week. And then she's like, I'm not sure though if she said Gary or Kevin, or sorry, Gary or Karen, so I'll have to get back to you on that. Oh my god, why would you say anything if you're not sure, especially when you're spreading information about your ally who is the HOH this week? I just don't understand Neta's gameplay, or sorry, Ika's gameplay right now. Girl, come on. Okay, so then Neta and Dre were having a strategy chat in the bathroom, and Dre is also really nervous about Bruno and Kevin, and Neta's reassuring her, like, they're not coming after you. I would tell you if they were targeting you. It's all good. So then Neta's explaining why it should be Cass this week. And she's like, look, we can't freaking trust anything coming out of Cass's mouth because she's got like this special brand of bullshit where she takes something that's true, she adds some lies to it, and then she gives that to people. So like, yes, it is partially true what she says, but you can't trust her because you never know which parts are real and which parts are fake. And Dre's just like, yeah, that makes sense. And then Neta was also trying to kind of move the target off of Dylan's back a little bit because she feels like she can really work with Dylan. So she's telling Dre, like, I think that we should keep him around for a while because I can probably get him to go after some of the guys for us. So she's feeling pretty good about Dylan at this point. Dre, not as much. So then Dre went from her conversation with Neta to a conversation with Ika, and she was telling her, Neta, let me know that Bruno and Kevin and all them aren't coming after me. And Ika's like, well, guess what? Neta's lying to you. Why are you talking crap about your ally? So she's like, I want to let you know Neta's got something going on with Emily, Dylan, Kevin, and Bruno. She's telling everybody this shit. So she's like, couple things here. They know that Cass is in trouble this week, so she's like, we need to make sure that we are going to get Jackie with us if Cass does leave. And then Dre was talking about who she would go after if she won HOH next time, and she's basically wants all of Neta's crew out except for Neta, so like Kevin and Bruno and Dylan and Emily and all them, and Cindy, which just seems random, but okay. Okay, so then Cass, Ika, and Demetres were out by the pool. I feel like Demetres has really, like, fallen to the wayside a little bit now that he's not HOH anymore, which we kind of thought would happen. He's not in any danger right now, but he's also not, like, in the mix in all the conversations. So Cass is trying to figure out how to build trust with Neta, because those two are not close, and there's definitely weirdness between them. So she wants to tell her about this Wise Guys alliance that Dallas told her about. So that's Kevin, Bruno, Dallas, Mark, and Dylan. Two of those people are already gone, and, you know, a lot of alliances that are made in the first week are nothing anyway. But she feels like if she tells Neta about this, it's going to make her distrust Kevin and Bruno, and she thinks that this could be her ticket. So she does want Ika there when she talks to Neta, which I think is kind of a mistake. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of being a baby about it, right? Like, shouldn't she talk to Neta on her own? Alright, so then, I don't know what time Have-Nots ended last night, if it was midnight or earlier. I almost feel like they got off earlier, but that's done. Okay, so they're all free to eat and not sleep in the ribcage. So Gary and Cass had a late night chat, and before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know, as I said earlier, Gary knows that Cass is probably going up on the block this week, but he does not reveal that to her in this conversation. So Cass is like, I need to vent a little bit. Like, why is Neta Canada's favorite and not me? Oh my god, get a grip. And then she's like, why is she winning? She already got Canada's vote and then she won HOH. Maybe because she's better at competitions? I don't know. But Gary's like, oh, don't worry. We're all faves. Neta's not winning. She's just in the future. So then Gary is saying, like, he feels like he could be in trouble this week because Neta knows that he's a really good player. So he doesn't want to have to beg and, like, grovel at her feet. So he's like, I'm not going to, like, make attempts to not go up on the block. If she's going to put me up, she's going to put me up. But then he's like, if she puts me and you up, we are going to attack her. We're going to attack. It was just so funny the way he said it. So then Cass is like, well, if it's just one of us, like, if it's just me up on the block and you win the power veto, would you use it on me? And he's like, of course, duh. I have my doubts. I think Gary would probably throw the veto. Excuse me. I've been waiting to do that. Or he would just, like, not use it on her. I don't think he would stick his neck out for her like that. That would be a big move. All right, so this morning, Neta was taking appointments in the HOH room. She wants to hear what everybody's got to say. This is why she's so freaking good at this game, because she is able to get all this information out of people. So first she was talking to Bruno, and Bruno actually ended up telling her about the Wise Guys Alliance. He's like, this was not real. I was not really a part of this. I'm pretty sure Dallas was just trying to stir up some trouble on his way out. I think it probably was semi-real at first, but it's definitely not real anymore. But I think that that was good that he told her that, because she was going to find out about it anyway. I'm pretty sure she already did know about it from Ika. But anyway, they discuss this week's nominees, and Bruno's totally on board with Cass and Jackie going up. We know he doesn't like Cass, and Jackie is very close to her. And then Neta says her potential replacement nominee would be Gary. Oh, I hope the veto's not used. I don't want Gary to go. Okay, so then for the rest of the day, Neta pretty much tells everyone during their little meetings that Cass is her target this week, and she's not planning on telling Cass before the nominations, because she doesn't want her, like, stirring up drama and running her mouth like she usually does. So then Cass, she doesn't know she's going up, but she's trying to get in some time with Neta to throw some other people under the bus. So she's up in the HOH room with Neta, Ika, and Cindy. You can tell she's waiting for at least Cindy to leave so that she can start talking some game. But then Jackie comes in and asks to talk to Neta alone. It was just, like, so funny because you know Cass was waiting. It was very Bachelor, like, can I steal him for a minute? Okay, but anyway, so Neta and Jackie, game chat. Neta lets her know, you're going to be a pawn this week. Sorry, but you're really close to Cass. You would be a vote for her, and it's nothing against you. Like, I don't want you to go home, but you're going to be a pawn. So she's telling her, you should try to distance yourself from Cass, because once Cass leaves, you're not going to have this target on your back anymore, and she would really like to work with her in the future. So Jackie's like, well, I don't feel great about being a pawn this week, but I'm glad that it's against somebody who is already such a huge target. Like, she feels pretty secure if she's going to be up there against Cass. So then, finally, it's Cass's turn to talk to Neta, and she's just telling Neta everything that she thinks she wants her to hear. She's like, I want to go to the end with you and Ika. I want to play with the vets. I would be a vote for you and jury if you were in the final two. And Neta's like, I just want to do what the house wants this week. So, like, give me some names. What are you thinking? So Cass is like, well, I'd put up Emily and Dylan. And Neta's just like, I don't know. So then Cass is like, well, I think we should definitely get a newbie out this week because we need to have more vets in the jury to vote for us in the final two. So then Cass is like, should I be worried this week? Like, what's going on? And Neta's like, no, what? You're fine. Okay, so then Cass was, like, a little bit worried that she didn't give enough names, so she was throwing out Karen and Jackie as potential nominees, and she's supposed to be, like, really close with Jackie, so Neta's like, this is exactly why I can't trust her. So, Jackie finds out that Cass threw her under the bus. Neta told Ika, and then Ika told Jackie. I'm pretty sure Neta was going to tell her anyway. So now Jackie is like, oh, really? She's trying to get her revenge on Cass. So she's with Neta and Bruno. She's sharing some Cass dirt. She's like, yeah, Cass wanted me to lie and say that you, Bruno, started all that drama around the Mark vote flip, and she's been steering me away from you, and I can't deal with it. Blah! So she's spilling some info on Cass. So then after that, the feeds have been down for a few hours now. I'm assuming it's for the Have Not competition. I don't know if they're going to do nominations too. I feel like nominations are probably going to be later tonight. But if you guys check back, I'm going to post that in the info for this video later. Woo! It should be Jackie and Cass going up on the block unless something crazy happens. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.